This Shabbos is the 19th day of the Hebrew month of Kislev, which is a very significant holiday in the Jewish calendar, especially in the Hasidic calendar, known as Yutes Kislev. On this day, in the year 1798, the first Rebbe of Chabad, who was the leader of the Hasidic movement at the time, was released from a very harsh and dangerous imprisonment under the Tsarist regime. He was imprisoned because of a libelous report that was brought to the Tsar that he wants to overthrow the Tsar. Of course, this was brought to the Tsar by the opponents of the Hasidic movement, but eventually he was released and exonerated, of course, and as a result, he began to teach and reveal the Hasidic teachings on a whole new level. And eventually this day became known as the Rosh Hashanah for Hasidism, the New Year for Hasidism. What is Hasidism? Many people ask me. Of course, it's impossible to encapsulate this in one quick video, but I'll try to emphasize one or 2 points. That is that the real essence of what Hasidism teaches is it revealed to us the inner dimension of everything. Everything has a body and a soul, but we see the body, we don't see the soul. We don't see that which lies below the surface. Hasidism revealed all that. The soul of the inner dimension of God, the soul of the Torah, the soul of mitzvahs, the soul of the Jew. And it's the soul of the Jew that I want to talk about today. But I'll share it with you in the form of a story. There was a student in the camp in a university that came to visit the Lubavitcher Rebbe a few decades ago, and he was speaking to the Rebbe about whatever it was, and somewhere in the conversation, the Rebbe turned to him and asked him about Jewish life on campus, and why he's not doing more, and if he could do more. And he told the Rebbe, I simply don't have the time. I'm busy from morning to night. I just can't fit it into my schedule. As he's saying this, he realized that he's sitting right in front of probably the busiest person here on earth, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, who was busy from more than 24 hours a day. And yet, he takes on new initiatives. He's always involved in something new, encouraging. He finds time for everything. So he asked the Rebbe, how do you do it? So the Rebbe told him, and he answered the question with a parable. He said, imagine a bird. A bird has wings, but he doesn't know what the power of his wings are. And he therefore thinks that the wings are just extra burden, extra weight on his body, and he doesn't like it. But imagine you tell it he can learn what the power of wings are, that he can fly. Suddenly the wings are no longer a burden, they're the greatest thing he has. And the Rebbe said it's the same thing with a Jew. We have a body, but many of us, we also have a soul. But many of us are not in touch or aware of the power of the soul. If you only knew the power of what a Jewish neshama is, it is a piece of God. It is divine. And when you're in touch with your neshama and you uncover your neshama, you are able to fly to new heights. You're able to soar and truly become divine. You're unlimited. There's nothing you can't do if you just become in touch with the greatest part of what makes up the Jew, his dear neshama. And that's what Hasidism really revealed in a nutshell. There's the soul of everything. And believe it or not, the stone in the street has a soul. The tree has a soul. The animal has a soul. Everything has a soul. Everything has an inner spark, an inner core. And Hasidism helps us get in touch with that. But most importantly, our own inner core. So in the next 24 hours, on this great holiday, a day that the ideas of Hasidism, which is the soul and inner dimension of Torah and everything, shines in the world. It gives us the ability to get in touch with it, with our own neshama, with our own inner core, and that will help us fly and soar to new heights. Use nothing you won't be able to do if you knew and were aware and in touch with your greatest commodity, which is your neshama. May you all have a good Shabbos and a good Yontiv. It is a Yontiv, and may we truly utilize this day. And as the Rebbe would wish, may we be inscribed and sealed for a good year, for in the teachings of Hasidism and in the conduct and the ways of Hasidism. We should elevate, go up a notch in our connection and our tapping in to our wings, our holy neshama. Good Shabbos and good Yom Tov.